That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
My dudes, I literally cannot wait to tell you about my favorite fantasy football platform there is, Underdog Fantasy. Now, I mean, we officially just partnered with them for the 2021 fantasy football season, and I really want to dive into overall what this platform is and how you can actually dominate your drafts this upcoming year. And now I will say, all our drafts this season for our 2021 fantasy football redraft leagues will be done through Underdog. And if you want to get in a league with us, you 100% can. I'm going to be live streaming every single draft. I'm going to be live literally every single night from here to the start of the NFL season. I'm going to be sending out links to join our drafts for everybody that decided to use promo code FLOCK when they made their first deposit onto Underdog. I mean, it's going to be really fun. We're going to be live streaming them. I'll probably be making fun of your picks as I make some horrendous picks on my own right. But yeah, of course, guys, go down there, drop a like just for this fantastic news, because I could not think of a better sponsor for this channel with how great this platform is set up. And yeah, let's kind of dive into it right now. So if you don't know what best ball fantasy football is, that's going to be the main thing that we're finding here with Underdog. So with best ball, instead of you going through and doing a normal 12-team draft where you have your draft, you're making trades through the draft, then you have your team, you're making waiver claims, you're going through and submitting your starting lineup every single week. No, you don't do that. Best ball is literally only the draft format out of all of fantasy football. So what you'll do is you'll have an 18-round draft where you go in with, depending on what kind of contest you select, maybe it's a 6-man league, maybe it's a 10-man league, maybe it's a 12-man league. You'll go in against your opponents. You will all draft teams, and from there, that's it. That's the league. You're not submitting a starting lineup. You're not submitting waivers. It's just whoever was the highest score of that week automatically gets placed into your starting lineup. So we always know that there are complaints with wide receivers like Tyler Lockett, where you never know when to start Tyler Lockett. You know he's going to drop the 50-point week sometime, just like Will Fuller. You don't know when it's going to be, so you don't draft him in a regular league. Well, players like that are perfect for this format because you don't have to decide when to start them. When they go out there and they drop a 0, they're going to be on your bench no matter what. And then your high floor wide receiver, someone like a Randall Cobb from back in the day, then they can slide into your starting lineup. Whereas when they do have that spike week, I mean, instead of the low ceiling wide receiver like a Randall Cobb in your starting lineup, then you're going to get the spike from Tyler Lockett. Now, there are multiple reasons why you want to actually get in some drafts like this. And the first thing that I want to say is over there on Patreon, we get so many DMs with people saying, Mason, I'm drafting from the 8 spot this year. Check out this mock draft that I did from the 8 spot. And I'm looking at it. I'm going, man, you just got Laviska Shenault in the 12th round. What were you doing? I mean, who were you drafting against? Nobody would ever let that happen. This draft board looks completely horrible. This isn't a real fantasy league whatsoever. And they tell me, oh, well, Mason, I was using this tool. It's just a fake mock draft. I'm going, what's the reasoning in that? You should never be drafting against a computer. If you're drafting against a computer, you're wasting your time. That's not how your real draft is going to go. Instead, what you need to be doing is you need to be going in and getting some real money leagues in. Because even if you're only spending just say $3 on a draft, if every other person in that room has spent $3 on that draft, you're going to have 11 other people to go up against to practice for your main 2021 fantasy football league. And you can get those reps in. It's going to be so important to get those practice drafts so you feel comfortable enough with real drafters, with real money on the line when you get up there in your main 2021 fantasy league. Now, personally, I like best ball so much. They're going to be my main leagues. I'm probably going to do 100, 150, 200 drafts by the time we get to the start of the season with everybody a part of the flock that wants to join in on this movement. But yeah, a few other things that are going to be very important when you're going through and doing your practice drafts is you want to be looking at the flow of the draft. You want to go, okay, what would happen if in the first 3 drafts I try, I decide to pass on running back in the first round. We decide to go wide receiver in the first round, tight end in the second round. Can we make it up later on? How are we going to like our team there? Or vice versa. Maybe you go, okay, what happens if we go running back, running back, running back? Can we fill in with wide receivers later on where we're comfortable with our team at the end of it? Well, this is going to be the perfect tool for you to figure that out. Another tool that you can use this as is trying to build in those stacks. going, okay, these are some stacks that I really want to be drafting. Where do I need to be taking the wide receivers? Where do I need to be taking the quarterbacks? That way, if you want that stack when you get to some high money leagues, or, I mean, guys, this is literally the perfect format. This isn't even just practice. You go through it with your own leagues. That's how I'm using it, but I know a lot of people watching this video will want to use it as practice for their real drafts. And literally, there's nothing better. You're drafting with real money on the line. You're drafting against real people. And a big thing is if you go down there and use promo code FLOCK to make your first deposit on Underdog right now, you are getting our free 2021 draft guide, as well as our 2021 rankings that were exclusive to the Patreon community up until this point. But Underdog has been nice enough to say, Mason, everybody that uses promo code FLOCK, everybody a part of the community gets the draft guide. We'll cover it. And literally, it's a no-brainer, guys. You use that promo code, you get a $25 free deposit bonus on like a $10 deposit. They're literally paying you to play. At the same time, I'm throwing a draft guide in your face. They're just trying to get as many signups as possible. So this deal is literally never going to be available again. Please go take advantage of it right now. Go dominate some Underdog drafts. Get prepared as an expert drafter by the time you really need to be. And yeah, that's where we're going to be doing all our live streams. That's where we're going to be doing all our live drafts. And I really hope I can go up against you in some of those leagues. We've gotten a ton of new members joining the flock. Thank you, Grind for Gold, Devin, Bungified, Brian, Brody, Victor, Chris, Grant, Trevor, and David. Thank you, my dudes.